Hey, you guys. It's me. I'm back. Alrighty. It's time for a story time. Um, have you guys ever had a friend like, who be like, she's your friend and y'all kick it and y'all have a good time, y'all have good chemistry. But it's just whomever she be inviting into her friendship circle, they use the heck out of her. She don't see that. So I just want to tell a story time. I'm gonna hide the people's names just so that people don't know who they are, but if you think it's you, it might be you. Alright. So I have this friend we hang out with a lot. She don't got a job or anything like that, but she always manages to have money. Either her family helps her out or she gets it from other resources that I'm not going to talk about. But she's always been able to take care of herself, like when we kick it. And first and foremost, I always say that I always hang out with friends because we have a lot in common, and they don't judge me and they accept me for who I am. So if somebody who's genuinely like that, like I'm their friend. Like if I say I'm your friend, I'm your friend. Okay? So, I liked her personality. We're friends, kicking it for years. But I also know that she hangs out with other people too. That's cool. I hang out with other people too. I have other friends besides this one main friend. But me and her are always kicking it. And we gotten really close. Close to the point where I'm sleeping over at her house and stuff like that. She sleeps over at my house. Um, we're close enough where I meet her friends and she meets my friends. But it's a very like thin line to cross when you don't want to come across like you're jealous. Because I'm never going to be that person. If you're an adult, you should have a say in whomever you want to hang out with. That's your business. That's your friend. You know what I mean? Like if me and you are a good friend and you're a friend with this other person who I don't like, you have the right to be friends with whomever you want to be with. You guys, excuse me. You guys both have a relationship or a bond that nobody can know or whatever. You know what I mean? So if you choose to be her friend, then that's cool. That's your decision. You can. But when we all hang together and you try to get me to like them too, it's like, no, I'm not like that. Like, I have to know people first before I get a chance to, be really comfortable around them. So one of my friend, who I'm talking about, who this story is about, befriended this one girl and this one guy. So she was smitten with this guy, which I don't know why she was. My friend is fairly attractive. You know, she's, for the most part, overweight a few pounds, but she's beautiful in her own way. Okay? Um, but I think some people are just addicted to drama or something. So she's a very chatty person and she chats with everybody whom she meets and she becomes friends with them right away that first night and stuff like that. I've hung out with her in social situations and she's the type of person that when she meets people, like she'll go all in. Like she'll ask for their Facebook, exchange phone numbers, she'll go into in depth details about her life, giving out personal information about herself. I mean, if you're comfortable doing that, that's you. But there's been a couple times where she's given them some of my information, and I'm like, no, If you feel comfortable enough to give those people your information, that's your point. That's your prerogative. Please don't give these strangers my personal information, like personal information about me. I do not like that. I've told her on several occasions, like, we just met these people. You do not need to be telling them all that. Who knows? You might not even talk to them again. Like, but she's more bolder than I am. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit tired. Anyways. But anyways, yeah. So, she's this type of person. So when she hangs out in a social situations where somebody who's nice to her, she meets their friends, she thinks that those are her friends also. Anyways. She sparks up with a friendship with this one girl. So with people, I try not to prejudge people the first time I meet them. The first time I meet people, I'm very quiet. I'm very shy because I'm observing people's characters, people's personality. So when I meet people, I'm very, very shy. But I'm really not a shy person. When I don't know you, like I'm waiting for social cues or to see what type of person you are first. Like that's who I am. So when I first met her, everybody else was cool. You know, they're cordial. They bring up small, polite conversation. Fabulous. That's what you're supposed to do. But this girl, when I first met her, it's like she's so used to people like taking care of her or like she asks for something and people are like, I mean, these are her friends. So, okay, it was like a get together where everybody was supposed to bring something to share. I'm not trying to judge her. I don't know her situation, so I didn't judge her. That day, I didn't judge her. Hey, you know what? These people are great to help you. These individuals are great to help you. I don't know you that well, so I'm not going to extend my help to you because I don't know you. You got a lot of friends who are helping you. I don't even know you that well. So she came in. First of all, she was complaining that she didn't like any of the food there, which she didn't even bring anything. I'm like, okay, you're complaining, but you didn't bring anything. You know what I mean? You should have brought something that you wanted to eat. This is a social get together. Everybody brought something, and you didn't bring anything. I'm not judging you. Thank you for coming to the party, anyways. So we're playing a game. I think we were playing we were playing Cards Against Humanity. A really fun game with friends and stuff like that. But what I've been noticing is like she cuts people short when they're trying to explain something or if they're saying a story. But when it comes to her, she wants people to listen to her whole story. So I'm like, oh, well, she's kind of like trying to be the center of attention a lot. I didn't think a lot of it, but information was forming on her. Okay. So, like, it was getting late. It's about like 11, 12 o'clock. We had the party around like 7. We played cards. We drank because people brought alcohol. I brought alcohol. There was food. So it gets to be almost 12, and people are starting to be like, oh, I'm going. Look, a few people left. She's still there. And she was like, oh, I don't have any money, and somebody dropped me off, and I was wondering if somebody could drive me home or Uber me home. So one of the guys there was like, oh, um, it looks like you live about 12 blocks from here, and it's dark. Let me Uber you home. She's like, great. And she said she was, this was a social, and she was telling people about her financial things, and I'm like, why is she saying this in a social setting? Anyways, people were feeling sorry for her, giving her money and stuff like that. People who didn't even had money gave her like $10, like the last $10 that they had, because she happily accepted it. She said thank you. She didn't say she was going to pay people back or anything. Hey, you know what? If people freely give it to you, If you want to accept, fine. So one of the guys called her a Uber home. So we're still there. It's like, it got to be about 1 o'clock. We're continuing to drink, have a good time. We thought she had already gone home. All of a sudden, we hear a loud knock on the door. It's her. She's like, I just got home and I realized that I left my phone in the Uber. Can somebody contact that Uber to get my phone back? Because I need my phone. Like, I just need my phone. Like, it was just the whole night she was making it all about her. People helped to the fullest extent, but it was like she was asking more and more. At this point, I was like, oh my gosh, she's such a drama queen. They already Ubered you home. It's your fault. You left your phone on the thing. But you walked all the way back from your place to this place so that to ask people, could they call the Uber thing? I don't know how she got home. Somebody probably drove her home or something. I was like, ooh. I had thoughts formed in my head about her. But Aaron was like, my friend, but my friend was like, you know what? I know her. She's a good person. And you know what? I don't know. Yeah. I'm not saying she's a completely horrible person, because I don't know her that well, but from what I've known. So, long story short, we all hang out one time. I went to go pick everybody up in my car. At that time, I was driving. And so, Teo was sitting next to me. Teo, I shouldn't have said his name, Teo. Okay, people already know. Okay, this story is my experience from what happened. If people are not happy, you can feel free to contact me and talk to me, okay? I already said the name, and the person who I'm talking about is Elizabeth. I'll just say people's first name. I will not say their last name. So Teo is the person who Erin was interested in, and Erin was, she said, oh, I like him, and he's Native American, and to me, I did not think he was attractive. But hey, you know what? It's her choice. She liked him. Woo, woo, woo. She helped him financially because he didn't have a job. She was always like when me and Erin hang out, she always tells me she doesn't have money. But she came out of $150 to help him fix his car. Okay. Fine. I don't know where you got that from. Okay. So, that one day, I had already had vibes about Elizabeth. That I told Erin, I was like, you know what, I really don't feel comfortable hanging out with that Elizabeth girl because she texted me out of nowhere and asked could I come pick her up at Bayshore Mall to drive her home. And I said no. Okay. And for some reason, she found out that we were all hanging out. So she texted me, is it okay if I hang out with you guys? I said, okay, fine. I said, yes, you can hang out with us. But when I went to go pick her up, she said again she didn't have any money. Basically, when people tell you they don't have any money but they want to go, they want you to pay for her. Out of the 3 groups, I'm the only one with a job and a car. So I'm already feeling like... So I'm like, okay, whatever. I want to have a good night. I'll buy everybody... Oh, wait, I'll buy Erin and Elizabeth a shot and a drink, and that's it. You know what? I did that. And then I drove everybody home. Oh, no. We were all hanging out. I think we were karaokeing and stuff. A little bit tipsy. I had a crown on. I was wearing a really beautiful crown that had beautiful fake diamonds all up on it. We were all having fun wearing the crown. Elizabeth tries on the crown. She really likes me. oh, Chua, can I please wear this? Like, I really like this crown. It's so beautiful. Sure. You can go ahead and wear it. So she's wearing it in the car. She forgets to take it off. I text her, could you please take care of that crown? Because you forgot to give it to me and I forgot to ask for it. You still have it. Can you please um take care of it? And when you see me again, please give it back to me. Because I want it. It's my crown. Woo woo woo. And then, so Erin came to me and she was like, what do you think of Elizabeth? I mean, I don't have anything against her, but she never has any money and she always hangs out and she always expects people to pay for her. Like, I did it and I didn't ask her for her to pay me back. So you know what? It is what it is. That will be just something nice that I did for her. So then Erin was like, okay, I think Elizabeth is flirting with Teo. And every time I ask them, they always say that I'm overreacting. And Teo is always, and they always say that they were friends before they knew you. So who are you to tell them that they can't talk to each other? But at this time, Teo was sleeping with Erin, but yet Teo was telling Erin not to tell people that they're sleeping together. So I'm like, Erin, if he doesn't want people to know that you guys are sleeping together, obviously he doesn't like you as much as you like him. So if you think that you're in a relationship with him, you're not in a relationship with him. You are friends with benefits with this person. Okay? So you are friends with benefits. If he doesn't feel it's comfortable for you to tell the group that you guys are screwing around, then he just wants to be friends with benefits. And that, you need to be comfortable with that. So, what I failed to mention was that day that I drove everybody, we were over at Erin's house, kicking it or whatever. We was kicking it with Elizabeth. She was fine that day, whatever. We all go downstairs. Teo forgets something upstairs, so Erin goes back up to get him back. Me and Elizabeth is downstairs. We're cool, taking pictures, whatever, having a fun night. I vibe well with everybody. But Elizabeth happened to tell me, Chua, don't tell Erin this, but she's kind of annoying tonight. I know Erin's annoying sometimes. I say that myself. But I say it straight to Erin. See, that's the difference. Like, I will let her know that she's annoying. Because I'm her friend. And friends can say that to each other. Because I'm annoying. If I'm annoying, I would like a friend to tell me I'm annoying. So you know what I mean? But she's telling me that Erin has been annoying tonight. Could I please ask Erin to sit up front with me so she doesn't annoy Teo? So I just thought that was weird. I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Whomever wants to sit next to me can sit next to me. If you have a problem with Erin, I'm not getting involved in whatever. You know, you need to say it to her if you have a problem with her being annoying. That, this ain't high school. If you can't say somebody's annoying, then keep your mouth shut. Don't say shit at all. If you don't have the balls to tell somebody that they're annoying, then keep your mouth shut. Fabulous. It was cool. We kicked it and stuff. And so me and Erin came back and we were talking. And Erin was just expressing like, oh, they just said I'm exaggerating. But I feel there's something between Elizabeth and Teo. And we've been hanging out and they don't have any money. And I was like, what? Erin, like, you choose to hang out with them. Like, nobody forced you. Nobody forces anybody to do anything. If you do something or give something, you give of yourself. And if you don't have a bond or if you don't have saying, you know what, I'm paying for this for you and you need to pay me back. If you don't make that deal and you just freely give people money, people are just going to think you're a generous person. You know what I mean? So that's between you. Like, if you want to do that for somebody, then that's you. That's what I told Aaron. But personally, I will give it if only when I can and only when I choose to. Ain't nobody gonna force me to do anything. You know what I mean? So, um, Aaron was just saying, well, what did you think of Elizabeth? I was like, well, now that you think about it, she did tell me to 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 ask you to sit up front so that she could sit in the back with Teo. And Aaron was like, I knew it. Like, they like each other. I see them flirting with each other. And I was just like, you know what, Aaron? Go with your gut instinct. She was like, Chua, did Elizabeth really tell you that for me to sit up front with you so that Teo could sit in the back with her? I was like, yeah, she told me that. She was like, I'm going to get Elizabeth on three-way. Could you please tell her what you told me? I was like, no. I just told you. I told you what happened. I do not want to get on three-way with Elizabeth. Because I don't have a problem with Elizabeth. Okay? I don't have a problem with her. She is your friend. She's not my friend. She's like, oh, Chua, just get on three-way. So she got us on three-way, and so basically Erin was initiating this big fiasco that happened. She was like, well, Elizabeth, like, Chua told me that you told him that I should sit up front with this so Teo could sit back with you. Is that the truth? Like, did you say that to him? And Elizabeth was like, no, I don't remember saying that to him. I was like, Elizabeth, you did tell me that. Remember when they both went upstairs, because Teo had left his vape pen up there, and Aaron and Teo went up there. We were having fun taking pictures downstairs. You happened to tell me that Aaron was annoying that night, and could I please ask Aaron to sit up front with me so she doesn't annoy Teo? That's what you told me. She's like, no, I don't remember saying that. I was like, no. Like, so are you calling me a liar? Because I have no reason to lie. Aaron just put me on this phone call to ask you this question. Either it's a yes or a no. So if you can't say no and you only say that you don't remember, those are really big. That's a really big difference. And I can say 100% that you did say that. So she was just like, no, I don't remember. Lad, I did say she was annoying, but, like, I don't remember saying that and stuff like that. And then she just got really defensive. And so me and her were texting back and forth. And then I was like, I told her, you know what, I don't appreciate you calling me a liar. Okay? I do not want to be in the middle of whatever is in between you and Aaron. So after that, me and her were texting back and forth, and you know what, something was said, and I told her, and then she said something to me, and she was just, and so Aaron had just really let Elizabeth have it, and was just like, you know what, I think you need to tell me the truth. Do you like Teo? She kept denying it. No. Teo said no also, and they didn't like to be accused of or whatever. And I gave Aaron asked for my opinion. What would I do? So I gave her my honest opinion. I said, Aaron, you know what? If you have a gut instinct and you tell your friends, if they're truly your friends, they would make you feel at ease. They would say, you know what? I'm sorry you feel that way. We don't have feelings with each other, but I could understand where you're coming from. You know what I mean? They didn't do that. They kind of really just shunned her off and just like, you know what, you're crazy. We don't want anything to do with you anymore. You're crazy. And I was like, Aaron, you did all this for them. And for them to cut you off like that without explaining things, that's really shitty. And so Elizabeth wrote me back something really nasty, and I let her have it about herself. I explained to her that she's spoiled. And from the experiences that I've seen her, she's never had money. Everybody has always paid for her. And she always has drama, and it's always about her, and always, woe is me, woo woo woo. You know what I mean? So, I just basically really let her have it. And so she blocked me. Cool. Whatever. I told you and you told me. But still, you still owe me my crown. So she was a bitch. She's like, I'm not giving you your crown back. Woo, woo, woo. Whatever. So she was very spiteful. She even took a picture with the crown and made it her Facebook profile picture. I saw that. Yeah. She's very vindictive. Whatever. And so I was talking to Aaron, and so Aaron called me, and so we talked about that all night. Like, we replayed the whole night, and woo woo woo, and Teo was basically with Elizabeth's side, and they kept saying that Aaron was crazy. And I was like, Aaron, go with your gut instinct. He still owes you $150. Elizabeth never has any money. Whenever she calls you, she's always borrowing money from you, and you're always doing something for her. When is she going to reciprocate? As a friend, like, it seems like she was always taking, and she never, like, okay, I'll give you an example. I paid for her drinks, and I even paid for her to eat at Apollo because Aaron didn't have enough money, and Aaron paid for Teo to eat. So Elizabeth was just sitting with us. And I was like, okay, Elizabeth, I'll buy you something to eat. Because we're all eating. I feel bad. Hey, if we're all a group of friends and stuff like that, and you don't have any money, and we're all eating, I'm going to pay for you to eat. Even though I don't know you, I'm going to pay for you to eat too, because it's bad for us three people to eat. You're the fourth one in our group, and we're eating, and we're not invited you. Like, to me, that's just horrible. Even if she's the most horrible person in the world, she's sitting there with you. You have to get her something to eat too. Whatever. When I do that, I already knew she didn't have any money, so I didn't ask her to pay me back. I just bought it. So she happily, and so after that, she happily obliged and said, "Oh, thank you." She said, "Thank you." Yeah, she said, "Thank you." So I was like, "Oh." So I'm like, you know what? Since she's like that, whenever I agree to kick it with her, I need to have an extra $5 or $10 so I can get her something too if she doesn't have any money. That's what I was thinking. So we go to Walgreens. All three of us go to Walgreens because we have to pick up something. Walgreens is right close to Apollo. That's where we were eating at. So, okay, we go to Walgreens. So Aaron bought something from Walgreens. Taylor bought something from Walgreens. I bought something from Walgreens. And Elizabeth bought something from Walgreens. I'm like, I thought she didn't have any money. We paid for her to eat. She asked somebody to buy her drinks because she said she didn't have any money. But she bought some stuff at Walgreens. So I'm just thinking, okay, is she trying to hustle us or whatever? So I just nonchalantly asked her, "Oh, like, I thought you didn't have any money, Elizabeth." She said, "Oh, I have my food stamp card, so I bought a couple of these drinks and stuff." I was like, okay, if you have your food stamp card and you have money and somebody's been paying for it, you could have at least offered to buy us like a piece of, oh, like, I have this much, like, since you guys shared with me, I'll share with you. That's what a normal person would do. That's what somebody who would think would do. So, you know what? I'm like, I'm already thinking all this shit in my head already. Like, I'm storing all this stuff in my head. I didn't want to put her on blast. Hey, we were supposed to have a fun night out that night. But I'm just like, okay, she clearly is spoiled. Because that's what I'm thinking. She clearly is spoiled. She clearly has a way with the group of people that she chooses that... So she probably thinks that we're just always going to pay for her. I'm like, no, she's going to have a rude awakening when I tell her no. So that's why I'm really, you know. But long story short, Aaron ended up not breaking up with Teo. I'm like, Aaron, if you guys are having relations and he doesn't want anybody in the group to know, he doesn't have the same feelings that you have about him. And Elizabeth, she might not, like, at that time, I did not have the vibe, because Aaron kept asking me, do you think Elizabeth likes Teo? And I'm like, no, not from the vibe that I was getting. Elizabeth doesn't. Elizabeth is pretty, but she doesn't like Teo. But she didn't like the fact that Teo was doting a lot of attention on you. So when Teo was doing that, she always had a smug look on her face, and she always changed the conversation back to her. So it's just the four of us. I'm really quiet because I'm scoping out with everybody. Teo and Aaron are like flirting with each other, and you know what I mean? They look like they're a couple. But Teo does not want everybody to know that they're a couple. And so I'm like, you know what? That's between you guys. So woo woo woo. Long story short, we had some spattered words. I was always cool with Teo because you know what? He never said anything and he doesn't have anything in mind. I don't harbor any ill will towards, with the thing with Aaron, if you freely give people money, don't be an Indian giver and make people feel bad. Because at that time when you gave people money, you didn't ask for it. You gave freely of your heart. So it's not right for you to go back like, well, I did this for you and you, that's not cool. Okay? If somebody doesn't have any money and you offer to pay for them and you don't ask them to, you don't work out an arrangement, you can't go back and say, well, woo, 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 I paid for you and now you owe me. I think that's completely wrong. But the crown that she left with, she said she was going to give it back to me. She didn't. And she did spiteful things where she was wearing that crown, and even she was saying something. We called Teo and she was in the background saying talking all this shit like, I'm here hang out with my friends and I don't want any drama, like those people are crazy, and she was just saying really derogatory things. And so, long story short, Aaron is still hanging out with Elizabeth after all that stuff. And I just found it out recently that Aaron reconnected back with Elizabeth, and and she didn't want, I don't know how, I forgot how I figured out. I was saying something about Elizabeth, and then Aaron was like, oh, you know what, I'm talking back with Elizabeth, and then Elizabeth texted her a picture. She fell, and there was a big bruise on whatever, and she was asking for information. Does it look infected? And Aaron asked me, did I want to say that? I was like, no, I do not want to say anything because I'm still mad at Elizabeth because she owes me for the crown. Like, she never gave me my crown back, and she was a total bitch. And she never even apologized or anything. And Aaron's like, oh, well, you really need to forgive her. I was like, I will forgive her. But she still owes me my crown. I'll forgive her for being a bitch. I'll forgive her for, after me being super generous to her, she threw that shit in my face saying that she was happy that she used me, and she ain't getting shit from it. I was like, bitch, I don't want nothing from you. I just want my fucking crown back. I told you that you could not have that crown. That money that I gave you, since you're being a bitch now and saying these cunty things to me, that money for the drink and for the meal that I pay for you at Apollo, that's my donation to you, sweetheart, okay? You can keep that. Whatever game you're playing, keep on playing that game because you know what? It's working for you, honey. But at the end of the day, you know what? That does not build character. Once reality hits you that you can't always use everybody, it's going to be a lonely life, sweetheart, okay? You can't always take from people. She's like, wow, whatever, you're ugly, whatever. Whatever. Bye, bitch. whatever. That money was donation, but you know what? You still owe me for that crown. And when I see you and you don't have my crown and you don't have $40 to give me, I'm fucking you up on sight, bitch, because I don't know you. And you're talking all this shit and you're not a humble person. Okay? You're talking all this shit and you're throwing the fact that I was generous to you all up in my face. Okay? And that's one thing that I do not appreciate. And I don't appreciate you calling me a fucking liar, too. I don't appreciate that. And as far as I'm concerned, you know what? I will forgive you. I will forgive you for me. But I will not forget that you still owe me for my crown. I will not say that you owe me for those drinks and the meals that I bought you and for the ride and all that shit. I will not say that you owe me. But because, when I gave that freely of my heart. But I'm only saying that now because you threw that shit back in my fucking face. You know what? You should have just said thank you and gave me my crown back. At least that would have made you look like a good person. You know what? You could have gotten more free drinks and more free meals for me too. But you're not that humble. Whatever. Oh, no. You know what? If Erin chooses to hang out with you again, that's her choice. Fine. She's an adult. And you know what? I'll forgive you. But when I see you again, you better believe I'm bringing that shit back up. You better have my $40 and an apology. Okay? If you don't have my $40, you need to get it quick. Or you need to leave. Okay? For the most part. And that's it. I just realized that. Aaron was like, Chewy, you need to forgive her. I was thinking about forgiving you, but I thought back. I was like, no, all that shit. You never even apologized. You never even thought you did anything wrong. So if Erin chooses to be your friend, hey, you know what? It's a free world. She is an adult. She is free to have whatever friends she wants. I'm an adult too. And I choose not to associate with people like that. I'm a very generous person. Okay? I'm a very generous person. There's nothing that I wouldn't do for my friends. If I have the money. If I have it, I will give it. If I don't have it, sometimes it even hurts me sometimes when I have to say no because I only have enough for me. If somebody invites me to go out and I don't have any money, I don't even say I don't have money, I just say I'm not going out. And that's it. How could you go out and expect other people to pay for you? Like,